This is Essie Featured. This is the power of sports.
If Chicago Cubs manager Joe Maddon seems bigger than life these days, that's because he is. He has his own sandwich.
Hi, can I get an order of a Joe Maddon Italian hoagie and a Coke, please?
He has his own band of followers. And according to the National League standings, Maddon has the Cubs someplace they haven't been in years. A playoff race. Something he predicted in his memorable introductory press conference last November.
In my mind's eye, we're going to make the playoffs next year, and that's how I'm going to approach next season.
Naturally, that raised eyebrows. Cubs haven't reached the postseason since 2008, haven't won a pennant since 1945, and haven't won a World Series since 1908. Is Maddon nuts?
If you're not a little bit crazy, you're never going to take the necessary risks to be great. Whether it's like some guy in the clubhouse doing something nuts, or whether it's bringing a python in there, whether it's bringing penguins in there, bringing a salsa band in there, or a DJ, something that loosens the moment up.
How about hiring a magician to break a slump? Catching hockey fever? Batting his pitchers 8th in the order? And speaking of crazy...
Is it true that you once told an umpire, "I love you"?
It's Bob Davidson. Yeah, it was a couple years ago. We were having a good argument behind home plate, but I did drop that on him, and he told me that he likes me too.
Everyone likes Maddon, especially in his blue-collar hometown of Hazleton, Pennsylvania. Maddon left Hazleton in 1976, but Hazleton never left him.
And this is our apartment building right behind us here. All of us lived on the top. My family, my brother and sister lived in the back right corner. I used to get in trouble sometimes. My mom was a disciplinarian. My dad kind of thought a lot of it was funny. Like if I broke a window, what a great arm I had. My mom would get upset. My dad said, "Look at his arm."
Maddon's father, Joe Sr., was a plumber. He died in 2002. But his mom, Beanie, still works in the family sandwich shop, third base.
Mom, please obey the traffic laws.
Oh, shush. I own the street.
Look at how fast she's driving. She's 80 years old. Slow down.
In the last decade, a surge in the Hispanic and Latino population has created a divide here. 4 years ago, Maddon introduced the Hazleton Integration Project and later established this community center as a way to help the economically disadvantaged and unify his hometown.
We have so much more similarities than differences. Once you start communicating and you start building relationships, and then trust starts to blossom. Once you get trust working, man, a lot of good things are going to happen.
A lot of people pay lip service to supporting their community, and then they get on a plane and they kind of fly away, either literally or metaphorically. But Joe never flew away from this community.
He's the perfect example of the hometown boy make good.
Maddon's success story began with 4 forgettable seasons as a $500 a month minor leaguer in the Angels organization. After his release in 1979, he began a 3 decades-long baseball odyssey. From minor league manager, instructor, and scout to big league coach, and finally, big league manager in 2006.
Do you think it took longer because people didn't know what to make of you?
It took longer because I never played in the big leagues. That's it. If I had ever gotten even like 2 at-bats, 1 at-bat in the big leagues, if I was, Moonlight Graham, I probably would have been a major league manager a lot sooner.
Looking back, what would you have given for that 1 at-bat?
I've actually had dreams about it. I mean, you actually dream about stuff like that. That I've actually done it. I've seen myself playing in the game.
You know who was pitching?
I don't, but I was pretty successful.
Maddon has been pretty successful while wide awake, too. He led the spending-impaired Tampa Bay Rays to the 2008 World Series. Now the Cubs are paying him $5 million a year to reverse the curse of billy goats and scapegoats.
The legacy stuff that's been passed down for years, unrequited whatevers for 100 years. I get it, but I just don't vibrate at that frequency.
Maddon isn't afraid of different. Not in baseball, not in lodging choices. Instead of staying in a hotel or rental house, he lives here, in a trailer park.
We have a decent time. This is home for spring training.
This is nice.
Yeah, it is nice. I mean, look at it. That's all you need there in camp. You've been inside already?
We did. We rifled through your underwear.
That's cool.
Well, that's
Very
not a
cool.
problem.
That's all right. Did you try anything on, or is
I don't really want to talk about it right now, Joe, but
I'll look at the video.
This is Maddon's 43-foot, 450-horsepower Cousin Eddie, named in honor of Randy Quaid's classic character in Christmas Vacation.
This actually throws out heat. Like, I'll just put them, I'll sit here at night, pop the fireplace.
Come on.
That's nice. Convection oven plus a microwave. Wash your dishes right in here. Boom. If you want some privacy. Boom. Atta boy. See, you tried to do it, you did it.
During spring training, Maddon spends his days at the ballpark and as much time as possible with his family.
Do you like Tyler's shirt?
It's been nice for me and my sister, but it's fantastic. It's been absolutely wonderful for all the grandkids.
When he's in a fraternity someday, that's gonna be like very popular. Trey, never lose that ability, buddy.
You never know.
That is absurd. Yes, honey.
Stop, bud.
Toast the Cubs? Squirrel's toasting the Cubs. Yay!
Please welcome the manager, Joe Maddon.
There are two rooting sections for Maddon's Cubs, the one at Wrigley and the one 679 miles away at the Hazleton One Community Center.
There are 2,000 people a week that come through the doors of this community center.
Seeing what he's doing for our community, bringing people together, wanting kids to get along, it's amazing.
How could you not be so proud of him?
Everything he has, he worked for on his own. Hard, he did it all on his own.
Little by little, win by win, Maddon has won over Cubs Nation.
People know when something special going on, when magic is starting to brew, and that's what we've got to try to create.